Just so
Việt Nam.
Việt Nam. Việt Nam.
Just so Vietnam.
Shopping in local markets could become easier and more interesting once you know how to bargain in Vietnam. Let's join Sam in Just Ask. Then we will meet Acacia and join her food journey in Hue, the ancient capital city of Vietnam, and check out information for your travel in the last few minutes of this show. And this is Martin.
Hello and welcome to Just So Vietnam. As you all know, living as a foreigner in Vietnam can be quite confusing. Therefore, it's a good idea to learn a little bit about the culture and the habits of the country. It's good for us to understand the Vietnamese people, and it's also more respectful towards them. Now let's join Sam in his segment Just Ask and see what Vietnamese custom he encountered.
Bargaining when buying something in Vietnam is pretty common, especially at the local markets. For foreigners, getting to know how to bargain is definitely worthwhile. Not only does it allow you to get a better price, but it also means you can have a lot of fun communicating with the locals. Here's our top tips for bargaining with Just Ask.
Xoài này chị bán bao nhiêu đây?
Xoài này 90.000 một cân.
Xoài này 90.000 một cân. 90.000 một cân.
Xoài cát chu đấy. Ngon lắm.
Em trả 50 thôi.
50 không được. Mua về không ngon trả lại tiền luôn. Đảm bảo.
Xoài ngon mà. Thế thanh long thì sao?
Thanh long này là 80.000 một cân. Ngon lắm.
Bé này là 80, 40 thôi bán không?
40 không được đâu. Mua 2 cân thì giảm cho 10.000.
Giảm cho 10.000.
Thế con nho?
Nho này cũng 90.000 một cân. Nho này siêu ngon, ngọt.
Bargaining does not mean that you are disrespecting the seller or that they are disrespecting you. It's simply a method of getting business done. Try learning some basic Vietnamese phrases. Chị ơi, bao nhiêu tiền?
Táo này 140.000 một cân.
Tặng quá! Vài mươi nghìn được không?
Không được đâu.
As you saw, I started bargaining at half the initial price. This might seem crazy, but don't worry. This is how bargaining in Vietnam is done. If the seller doesn't agree, you can start to gradually raise up the price. 90.000 được không?
90.000 không được.
You can pretend to walk away. This method should be used when you've nearly got the price that you want, but the seller doesn't quite agree. Let's see if she calls me back. Okay, so it didn't work this time. It's always a good idea to observe and learn from the locals.
Thế táo này 100.000 một cân nhá.
Thôi được rồi, lấy một khay nhá.
Rồi chị cân cho em đi.
As bargaining is a discussion in which both parties should be respected, you should avoid having a negative attitude towards the seller. Show a little sense of humor and treat it as an opportunity to practice your Vietnamese. Chị ơi, 100.000 được.
Ok.
That's all for Just Ask today. I hope you have fun using these tips and maybe save a little money too.
Hue was the ancient capital city of Vietnam. And it's also famous for a very specific food. It's called chè hue in Vietnamese. It's a very sweet noodle soup. Now let's join Kasia, a food blogger from Poland, on her trip to Hue to find out more about this specific soup. Hi Kasia, how are you doing? What can you tell me? Why did you want to go on this specific trip?
As I am a foodie, I really want to know if there is any relation between the colors and the food. So come with me and take a journey to search this in this episode.
Among different kinds of sweet soups in Vietnam, The sweet soup that I'm going to try can only be found in this city. Sweet soup with chewy meatball wrapped in cassava dough is one among 3 kinds of sweet soups that were considered noble cuisine brought to the king. The first thing I have to do is to thin out the dough. After that, Miss Tondik taught me how to wrap the pork inside the dough.
Okay, and is it difficult to wrap the dough around the pork?
It's very difficult to make it. I had no idea it will be. It's hard to make it not too thin and on the same time round, so it's easy to wrap the meat inside. I'm fighting with this one. This is the 3rd time I'm trying to make it. I hope this time it will work. At this stage it looks just like the Polish dumpling, and here it's very easy to get. Now is where the real fun starts, and I'm having some problems with it. How come I see white flour and it becomes transparent later?
Từ cái bột trắng này mình phải luộc qua cái đã. Luộc cho nó chín rồi nó trở thành trong suốt được. Bắt nước sôi đến đó là sôi và thả bột vô. Thả bột vô rồi bắt đầu rút người ta quỳ cho điều đi rồi cho bắt đầu hơi rút người ta đổ ra. Khoảng 10 phút.
Beautiful balls become ready and transparent after around 10 minutes when they start floating on the surface of the pots. Then they're added to the sweet sugar syrup, and now the taste starts. Okay, this is first time I'm eating pork, salty pork with sugar, and it tastes very surprising. I kind of like it. I want to try it with ice and with coconuts. That might be totally different taste for this.
Today, this kind of sweet soup has become a popular snack for Hue people. The shop selling sweet soup located in the corner of Dinh Tien Hoang Street in Hue City is always crowded. Some eat at the shop, some take away to bring home. The sweet soup with meatball wrapped in cassava dough is always sold out every night.
All right, thank you, Kasia, for giving us the information on how to make this specific sweet soup. Okay, up next, let's dive into Just Go, and we're going to provide you with some information on places you can go if you're in Vietnam. Now, let's get started with some news from Hanoi. Starting from late of May, lotuses are blossoming everywhere in Vietnam. Now, if you are living in Hanoi, don't miss the chance to enjoy the blossoming lotus in pink and white color if you are in the Westlake area. You can take photos of the flowers, bring home some to decorate your house, and even make tea with lotus stamen and pistils, or eat lotus seeds. So why should you care about the lotus? It's because it's beautiful to the Vietnamese people. It's more than just a flower, it's also a symbol of purity, commitment, and optimism for the future. The elegance of the lotus is often cited in Vietnamese folk songs and poems. Alright, now let's move to the central region of Vietnam, to the Quang Binh province, because I've got some interesting information about the world's biggest cave. Yes, I am indeed talking about the Sun Dong cave. According to CNN Travel, this cave is even larger than previously thought. A trio of British divers ventured to the World Natural Heritage Site of Pham Nha Kebang National Park in Quang Binh to explore the cave's waterways. During the groundbreaking dive, they discovered a new tunnel that connects Sun Dong with another enormous cave called Hang Thung. Sun Dong currently measures a total of 38.5 million cubic meters. When it's officially connected with Thung Cave, it will add an additional 1.6 million cubic meter in volume. And now some exciting news about Ho Chi Minh City, the biggest city in the southern part of Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh City has found a place on the wish list of UK travel website Culture Trip for travelers planning their next trip in 2019.
Ranked 4th, Ho Chi Minh City is described as an affordable destination with a buzzing cultural scene to match, making it perfect for cash-strapped millennial travelers. A booming economy has brought a roaring energy to the city, palpable as soon as you leave the airport. And that energy increases as soon as you try Café Da, which is Vietnamese iced coffee, a jolt of caffeine and sugar like no other.
And with that, we already come to the end of this episode. If you like this program, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and to leave your comments on our Facebook fan page. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye and see you again.